Hello. All right. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, just give me a countdown whenever you're ready.
Okie dokie. Should be good to go then. Count me down.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck.
Thank you very much. So hello everyone, this is Shovel Knight Specter of Torment. And this game came out earlier in the year. It's actually, it's really good. I really hope that more people have enjoyed this by now. And the next DLC campaign is coming out soon. So please be sure to try out Shovel Knight. But as for Specter, if you've played the original game or if you've seen retro-style games before, this is a 2D platformer. And Specter controls similarly to Shovel Knight, but he jumps a little bit lower than he does. Specter also has the ability to do dash attacks whenever he's airborne, if there is something that he can attack. And he can also climb up walls. Very good basic toolkit for movement. I just did a double dash, which I need that skull. Whoops, slight little flub there. It's barely possible to dash to and off of the same object for a little more speed, but it's also pretty tricky. As far as other little tiny movement things goes, Specter can do damage boosts, but they're very difficult because he has such a small amount of slide animation. I basically have to turn at the last possible moment. Another double dash. Oops. That'll happen. Now I picked up some red skulls, and I'm also going to be needing some money for this run. The red skulls unlock curios, which are Specter's sub-weapons, and I'm going to be needing 2 of those. That's a will wisp in that green chest over there. That permanently increases max health, and I'm not going to need that. As nice of a luxury as it is, it takes too much time to go and get. Also, hello to all of my viewers. I'm glad you all came out to watch. Thank you very much. That recoil I just did to grab the skull, that was a trick found by Mr. Gentle, who has found a number of very interesting and clever uses of game mechanics. The money I need I'm going to be using to purchase an armor later on called Rail Mail. But for now, that was the first stage. And we're coming up on Black Knight, first boss. Black Knight has a consistent stun lock for all of the knights. However, Specter's campaign is much different compared to Shovel and Plague. He basically gets redesigned boss fights on top of the tweaks to all the levels. So Black Knight still goes down pretty easily, riding on Terrapin. I just have to keep bouncing at him, slightly cautious about my positioning. He will be back, though, with a vengeance. Now, if I were a little bit luckier, Terrapin, I would have gotten him to start rearing up toward the right wall, because I couldn't have left the level until Terrapin made a hole in it. But now here we are at the tower lobby, the main hub for this campaign. You get to come here every time you beat a stage, which is really nice, because this is where we do all of our shopping. And we can also pick the stages in any order. And the first stage we're doing is the flying machine, which although it's one of the hardest stages, it gives us the most money, and the weapons unlock based on which stage you complete. This stage also has a couple global cycles I need to worry about, so there's a little bit of leeway, but at the same time I can't lose too much pace. And I'm going to do a slightly more marathon-friendly route. It's actually not that much slower at all. It just means I'm going to have to get a little more money. That's because Specter breaks, well, anytime you break a checkpoint, you can get all the money that's inside at the cost of no longer being able to use that checkpoint. So there's a couple I'm going to break because there's nothing really dangerous ahead of them. And a couple I'm going to leave up because I'd rather not lose like 5 minutes. We're coming up on a mini-boss called the Dinghy Dropper, and this guy takes quite a lot of hits, but you can actually reflect some of his own attacks back on. 3, 4, 1, 2. Good. Good fight. That's the checkpoint I'm going to leave up. my favorite. We're in an auto-scroller, so it's time for me to terrify my viewers with, I don't know why they're so scared anymore. They see me do this all the time. Nothing bad ever happens, right? Nothing terrible, ever. Ow. I'm looking to have 5,400 gold by the time I beat this stage. Oh yeah, one of the things that I guess I should mention is that not picking up health upgrades is a little dangerous, I guess, because I take a lot of damage from a lot of different obstacles. Most things in this stage deal a full heart. The boss deals a full heart with almost all of his attacks, so yeah, I should probably be maybe a little careful, but eh. So that fan is one of the global cycles that I was mentioning. There's another one later on. I kind of got some audio cues from the music in the background, telling me how I'm doing in the stage. This was a neat little trick found by Speedfrog. It's really good. It manages to get through that room without having... There's a lot of like, this is not the intended way to do the room anymore. These guys are really scary. Oh man, okay, cool, I'm fine. Jawas are not only completely random, but they deal a full heart on contact, and they can also blow you into a pit. Okay, so I have all the money I need, I have all the skulls I need. This is Propeller Knight, Baguette Man. Ho ho ho. This is interesting. And that actually still turned out okay. This is gonna be really interesting. 2, 3. Oh, perfect, okay. So something to note about Propeller is that he moves whenever you hit him. However, if you hit him during a lunge, he'll actually stay in place. So it's actually, that was not the usual fight I get, but it actually still worked out great. Whenever you hit a boss or enemy, during those few moments afterwards, those few couple frames, you're invulnerable to their attack animations. It allows you to stay inside an enemy's hitbox for a while, which is really forgiving. So thank you, YCG, for that. Now, I just used 10 skulls to purchase Judgment Rush from Red. Judgment Rush, as you saw, lets me fly through walls to hit enemies, which is really useful for the speedrun. Oops, had to concentrate a little bit on spending money there. The mashing for the menus is actually kind of ridiculous for this game. But yeah, that was 800 3 times to wake him up, and then 6,400 oh no, 6,000 for the coat itself. So this is Rail Mail, which allows me to pretend I'm skating everywhere, like some type of edgy McCool dude. Really, really useful. It's by far the best upgrade as far as the speedrun is concerned. And this is Exploratorium, where we're going to get basically the second best thing. The weapon we get from this stage is very powerful, especially once it's upgraded. This stage also has global cycles, and thank God that the first two are the only ones with global cycles, because they're both really terrible. In this stage, I'm going to be worrying about pot lids and fire traps, fighting this water current, and something that you may have noticed already is that although I can climb walls, there are some walls that I can't climb. Anything in this stage that looks like a green pipe is unclimbable. So every stage has their own aesthetic for what you can and cannot climb with. This is fine. There's also a lot of damage boosting at the beginning of this stage. Hello! Can't fit through a one-tile gap. Okay. That's fine. That's still fine. Just gotta eat. Uh-oh. As you can see, I have to fight the water current while fighting this guy, which makes it very difficult to get as many hits in as I can. So that's the Alchemeister. He's dead. I'm gonna wait. There's actually no point in trying to continually damage boost through this room. You'll just end up falling behind the cycle anyway and taking a ton more damage for no reason. A little bit more money here. And again, we're going to be using Judgment Rush a couple more times just to help us like not have to do some of these rooms puzzles. As a weapon, it only deals a full heart of damage. With how long it takes to do, it's actually not worth it to use it to attack in most cases. This is Plague Knight. Oh boy. Plague Knight likes to teleport around a lot and make clones of himself. And hopefully, he'll stay right here and just die. Come on. Thank you! What a good boy! Who's the good boy? Bird. Yeah, you can just teleport to the other side of the map, and there can be up to 3 of them, which makes it basically impossible to kill them quickly. So after completing 2 of the night stages, apart from planes, you get this. This is the first memory. This is sort of like Shovel Knight's dream sequences. So I'm going to get a chance to get a lot of extra money. I'm playing as Donovan, which is Specter Knight's former self. And in this dream sequence, I won't have access to any of my armors or my weapons. I will get to keep any extra health or mana upgrades, but since I don't have any right now, I'm basically playing like a low percent. You can see Luan in the background running around, throwing me around. He's going to act like a lantern, and there's going to be another one of these memories later on. Toss Boy. He's a strong boy. So now that we've cleared the Exploratorium, we have unlocked the Bounding Soul, which is currently the best weapon that Specter has available to him. Although other weapons are very, very strong, this one is the one that we use in the route. It's very easy to get, and it's very, very powerful. Lets me fire shots at 45-degree angles. They bounce off walls, and unfortunately, that's about it for now, but we will be upgrading them later on. So until then, we got these kind of sad uncooked meatballs. It's okay, we know how to make it spicy. So we're heading to the Lost City next. Also known as Lost Spaghetti, for many reasons. Hopefully I will get to not die while doing Lost Spaghetti. But in this stage you'll see these bouncy green slime blocks and goo balls. There's going to be a lot of that all over the place. We can use it to our advantage in some places, which is really nice. I'm basically still going in without a whole lot of power, though. Nice double dash off Steve. That one's actually kind of tricky. This is Beetle 1, which is a lot more terrifying than it used to be, that's for sure. Shoutouts to Tolu. Oh, okay, that was fine. Not getting a double dash there kind of scares me. That sucks, because that means I missed the cycle here. This is a really long room, and I wanted to try and get this thing. Oh well. Rail mail is also very tricky to control, by the way. You have to hold down while you land to start a grind, and that also makes it so you drop off of walls, so there's a lot of ways you can accidentally die. Gotta be very precise here. Okay, I'm fine. Weird thing about the Bounding Soul is you can kind of use it to fish that slime ball out. It kind of hits it from behind, like hitboxes are weird. And Judgment Rush, if there's no enemy in the room, you can use it to stall in the air, which is really, really useful. You can basically hang in the air for quite a long time. Safety checkpoint. It actually doesn't even cost any time to grab. Here's Beetle 2. Ow. Rude. It's okay. And then lastly we have Lost Spaghetti. This was found by Noodle Knight. Hopefully I can get this first try. Oh, nope, I missed. Alright. That one doesn't save a whole lot of time, however, it's like the only clip that Specter actually has, so I'm gonna go for it again. I lost my spaghetti. I done made a mess. That was also really scary. As you can see, whenever Specter jumps, he breaks things like dirt with his feet. Nice, I got it. Hello? Oh, that was a little scarier. I do need a little bit of money, actually. Is there any money in here? No. Okay, so I'm gonna break this checkpoint. So this is Mole Knight. I'm trying to get double hits on him, and you've seen me doing bounce dash attacks before. Those have a lot of recoil, so it's better to attack an enemy while it's grounded. However, it is possible to hit an enemy twice while they fly by, if they're moving really, really fast. You can basically do an attack in the air when your homing attack hasn't activated, and then you can do another a dash attack once they're close by. So now I'm good to go upstairs, talk to my boy Legion. Legion likes to touch our relics and make them better. Whoops. He's gonna put a little heat on this guy. So now we have an upgraded Bounding Soul. And this pierces enemies. I can have 4 on the screen. I can dribble them. Oh, I can definitely dribble them. This is Reese. We're gonna give him dinner. Oh, this is a little dicey now. Okay. Oop. There we go. That one got a little bit away from me. But you can see that the basketballs have a good time bouncing off of all kinds of surfaces, and they really get multiple hits on everything. So now we're in the Iron Whale. This is the water stage for the game. It's actually not terrible controls. Like these are really agreeable differences here when playing underwater. You just float a little bit slower downwards. You jump a lot higher to compensate. That sucks. It means I have to take another damage boost, but that's okay. That's a really tricky skip. Mana is like really tight for now, and I'm basically gonna need to watch what enemies I kill and how I spend my mana for certain skips. I should barely, it looks like I'm gonna be shy. Yeah, I'm just a little shy. That's okay. So the alternative is just gonna be me floating down here. Still get the money. A little low on health, but I know where to pick up some backup food. Probably a better way to show just how powerful the Bounding Soul is by defeating this guy. If this guy will cooperate, that is. This is the Tethalon, but everyone in the community calls it the 420 fish. And that's because ideally we'd just get to, you know, stand on the ground and just hack away at it, but this guy likes to stay a little too high. Makes it very difficult to kill it effectively. So I'm gonna go ahead and chill back here, play basketball. Nice. So I'm a little scared right now because of Bertha. I do get to heal right before Bertha coming up, but Bertha is probably the most dangerous enemy in this game. She deals 2 full hearts of damage, and she's basically unkillable. And we get to deal with her for quite a long room as well. I'll take this. Just in case. I'm fine. Totally fine. Get no smooch this time. No, I wanted to ride the missile. Dang it. Ugh. Okay, that's fine. Riding the missiles is a little bit faster. It's also pretty unpredictable because those missiles are on global cycles. But that's not something we really rely on, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, this is Treasure. He's gonna die. Those meatballs each got 3 hits on him. So about 6 of his health was just from tossing those 4 shots. I have just enough money. An extra 150. That's not too bad. Pick up this darkness. Judgment Rush is a full Orb of Darkness, while Bounding Soul is half bar, which is pretty useful. So now we're in the Lich Yard. This is where we would normally find Specter in Shovel Knights or Plague Knights campaigns. Instead, we're going here probably to claim it for ourselves. Would be nice. Would be nice if we had our own place to stay. Be a spooky dude. Probably turn on the lights when we need it. Would be nice. Those purple zombies, purple-blue zombies, those are, we call them grave diggers, and they're really, really annoying because they have like 6 health. They deal full-hearted damage, so we basically try to avoid them whenever we can. That's a little unfortunate. Basically, I did teleport to the right enemy, but the way Judgment Rush works is that your positioning is crucial. It's unfortunately not like the case where you get into a room, use Judgment Rush, and win. Judgment Rush won't put Specter somewhere where he can't exist, so if an enemy is in a wall, it's not going to work. And if an enemy is on the same Y-axis as him, it won't work either. Oh, this is scary. I know where I am, though. Don't worry. Whoop! Okay, so I tried to go for something really scary at the end there. I'm gonna go for it again. It's basically a whole bunch of double dashes in the last ones, and that's actually really cool, so I do want to try one more time. There we go. Yeah! Yeah! Got it! So, this is Phantom Striker, and he likes to go invincible for long periods of time. We also like to do 1,000,000 damage for long periods of time. The 4 souls bouncing in this tiny little arena completely destroys him. He basically only had like a couple hearts left. So after clearing 3 more of the Knight's stages out, we get another intermission. This is the second memory. Our good buddy Luan is kind enough to grab us the caltrops that we missed in the first stage. They're not worth going out of your way for. Yo, can I get some go, Luan, go? That'd be nice. Come on, Luan, let's go. Come on. Do it for the marathon. Yo, is he going? Yo! Yo, thank you. Thank you so much, Luan. I'm fine. Luan has a small random chance to just not even move. Like, he just kind of stops for no reason. It's really irritating, but it's a pretty good feel when he decides to hustle. At this stage, although I do like using my caltrops to kind of nudge enemies out of the way, I could have done it some more. However, I need to use my caltrops on this fight. Shield Knight actually is really irritating, and caltrops do make the fight a lot better. Good. So far, so good. Uh-oh. I missed out on 2 hits. Should be fine. Perfect. Okay. That was not a bad fight, considering I missed out on 2 hits because I got hit by mistake, but normally her first jump, she can do all kinds of things and evade your caltrops. It's a bad time. So now we're coming up on the Clockwork Tower, and this is notoriously the longest stage. However, I never found it to be terribly cumbersome. There's plenty going on in here. It's pretty tense for me. It does have some of the most punishing deaths that I could possibly manage. And that's because most of the checkpoints are really far out of the way, or really inconvenient to grab. Darkness is also really hard to manage at the beginning. You really can't afford to make any mistakes. Every enemy that you kill yields a small bit of darkness, and I actually will basically barely get the amount I need to do one more Judgment Rush at the last part of this first half. That's bad. Okay, I'm fine. That was a little close there. I could have wound up missing a whole other cycle, or gotten crushed. My favorite. There we go, perfect. 0 mana left over. One of the other dangerous things about this stage is that I really shouldn't be taking too much damage because Tinker does a ton of damage. He deals a full heart with body contact on his gear. For Shovel and Plague, he was definitely a joke of a character the first phase. It was supposed to be something hilarious, and Plague deals double damage, whereas Specter does not. And Shovel had a gear that Specter can't access, so I have to fight him very honestly. However honest you consider throwing meatballs at his face is. If you haven't noticed, we're in an auto-scroller. There are 2 of them in this stage, which is part of why it takes so long. My spooky friend. He just wants a bite. I'm gonna grab this checkpoint for safety. Make sure I'm still on Judgment Rush. This ceiling doesn't exist, it's just a suggestion. Thank you, Mr. Gentle, for teaching us your ways. And thank you, Azulag, who has found so many different room optimizations, like that cog bounce that I just did. He found us. He told us, hey, you should stop waiting on this Duck Knight. Go a little faster and skate over to him. Now these are sign daggers, and they used to be a lot more terrifying, especially as Shovel Knight, who basically prayed that they would not hit him or they would kill him. They offer a small bit of darkness if I do decide to go and take them out, but I already have full mana, so I'm just gonna skate in a bit. No big deal. So as you probably guessed, I'm going to be using Bounding Soul as much to my advantage as possible in the fight. And I'm not going to be grabbing any food. Ooh, nice, okay. Oop! Okay, that was a little close. Could you please not? Thank you. And suddenly the wall broke. Phase 2 can be a lot more tricky. For that kind of reason. Oh, that was interesting. This is fine. Wow, that was actually a pretty good kill. So, basically after Iron Whale, I didn't have to worry about money at all. Dying in Lichard didn't scare me in the slightest, because you just get so much money at that point. Got my last Darkness upgrade, good to go. Except for this guy. He did not want me to go. Please go. Okay, so going on to Pridemore Keep. This stage is way faster compared to the low percent version of it. Like, the benefits of having rail mail and this much mana really become apparent. Shoutouts to Tolu, who found a number of different room optimizations and skips. Like getting past our good buddy, Paul Blart. Ow. Dang, Paul Blart got me today. Tolu would be mad hecking upset with me. It's okay, there's plenty of other skips that I can go for. And not feel shame. You may have seen me do that a couple times. That's ladder hopping, and that's strictly done because climbing ladders is slow, and since we have the ability to jump up walls, if there's a wall near a ladder, we would prefer to be able to just jump off the wall instead. Words are hard. Words are harder than the speedrun. There are slightly more terrifying versions of that room. Depends on what weapons you have access to and who you are. Like some insane guys like Tolu and Speedfog. So this is Kinght. He's going to be start of his own campaign, but not if we have something to say about it. King of Cards is done. Yeah, please look forward to King of Cards. I'm super excited about that. Should be coming out in the spring. This small cutscene was brought to you by YCG Logic. Head over to Stranded Ship next. So this is actually the first stage where we would normally see the use of grinding on rails. Gee, I wonder what that looks like. The difference between these rails, however, is that the blue ones force you to go to the right, and the red ones force you to go to the left. So there's going to be a lot of moments where I have this awkward back and forth, and I have no control over it. However, there are also plenty of tricks where I will be skipping some of that. Darkness is also very, very tight in this stage, so I have to properly manage my mana once more. Nice, got it. That's actually a pretty difficult quick kill. The positioning and timing for those juggles is not easy. Hitting these switches, you can hit them with basketballs, which is nice. However, there's a lot of hit stop as soon as you do that. That's probably to prevent like some confusing stuff from happening, but at the same time, that can eat your input, so I have to be very careful. Please hit. Of course it wouldn't. This is probably the coolest use of Judgment Rush because it just skips having to go into this room and then back down and then back up. This is a little dangerous. If I do that improperly, I could just dash into the spikes. I would beat the snow onto the spikes. This sucks. Please don't hit me. Okay, thank God. That's really weird. Oftentimes you'll get smacked by that guy if you don't kill him on the way down. Get some head bobbing in. Coming up on Polar Knight, who is pretty easy for all of Specter's different categories. Rail, Mail, and Basketballs do a pretty good job of finishing them off. Dude, I got the dribble! Nice! So it's difficult, but you can actually manage to catch one of the basketballs before it goes up into the air, and then you'll basically be hitting him for a full heart at every swing. Since we were looking to try and recruit 8 knights, and this guy didn't feel like helping, and neither did Phantom Striker, Enchantress is not happy. But she also sucks, so we're going to go ahead and rebel against her. The last 2 stages are pretty dang awful. YCG knew that we could pick the stages in any order, so as far as difficulty ramp goes, they have to assume that you have never picked any of the other stages before. But now that we've completed all of them, they're like, hey, let's put everything together. Good luck with that. Books and lava. Okay, I'm fine. Oh, I'm still fine. Those are some of those questionable controls I was talking about before. This crusher room is kind of a pain. Getting hit by that guy basically means you're gonna have to wait a full cycle and probably die. That checkpoint is pretty free to grab. I'm gonna wait on getting food until later though, because it's a little slow for now. That room can be a little terrifying, and hey, why not have Bertha again? No big deal. We didn't have enough terrifying stuff in this stage. I'm fine. I'm fine! Oh, Jesus! Thank you, down. Down is a good button. That'll happen. God, I wish there was a way to disable that. Oh well. One more time, please. There we go. It's a good thing I don't need money for the rest of this run. So the end of this autoscroller does have a small skip coming up. Yeah, you can grab that ladder pretty early before the rest of the room finishes scrolling, and then you can just leave. Oops. Ow. And I am not kidding when I say how terrifying this fight can be. I'm definitely not ashamed to pick up that food because Black Knight sucks. I'd be hoping for an aerial stun lock. This is very precise. Okay, I think I'm good. Yep, I'm good. Okay, thank God. Basically, every single damage boost, every single attack, everything has to be well-spaced and well-timed, or he's gonna get away from you. Black Knight ruins everything. Alright, last two bosses coming up. This stage is pretty short and sweet. But there's a lot of heavy RNG for the last two. Whoops. Whoops. Wait a second. This isn't Zelda! I'm not dealing with your puzzles. So, this cool trick was found by Speedfrog. This is hand touch, where you can load the previous tiles. Oops. Come on. There we go. Nice, I got it. And jump off of them into the next room. It's a little difficult. Railing makes it a little easier, though. I'm gonna grab the checkpoint just because I know enchanters can absolutely hate everything. Please. Yo, she took a ton of damage. Thank you. Please die. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for dying. Yeah, chasing her under the floor like that is really such a do or die kind of thing. If she didn't take enough damage, then I wouldn't have gone underneath. And this last boss here is pretty easy casually because you want to go fast in the speedrun, but unfortunately rails are like extremely random. Oh, darn. I'm okay. Beautiful. Okay, I can go for the quick kill. Ah, unfortunate. I missed the last hit there. Pretty difficult timing. However, he is dead. Not too bad. Okay, that was it. That last boss is such a drag sometimes. Oh well. Yep. It's okay. I forgot to mention something like that. I had a timer going myself as well. Something like 40:18 or something like that. Yo, I did it. I beat the video game.
I've never done that.
Yo, it's an impossible video game.
I've never played it. Yeah, I agree.
Thank you so much for having me.
Is there anything you want to plug or say or anything before I delete you from existence?
Oh man, before I'm dead forever? Yeah.
Not forever.
So thank you for having me. Thank you for my viewers for showing up. This game is really, really cool, and I absolutely suggest that y'all check it out. Winter sales are doing pretty good things for Shovel Knight. Easy to pick up and play. It's so much fun. Thank you.